What's going on, everyone? John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo here, and I want to give you a very early sneak preview of a new browser for Android devices and a few other mobile platforms called Fennec. It's brought to you by the same guys that have made Firefox and Thunderbird and a ton of other fantastic open source applications. Of course, I'm talking about the development team at Mozilla. So the idea behind Fennec is it's going to bring the Firefox experience to your mobile device, meaning you're going to get the ability to add plugins and add-ons. That's going to increase the functionality, usability, and customization of your mobile device. So go ahead and launch it up here. There is the icon. It's called Fennec. It looks almost like a baby Firefox. We'll go ahead and launch it up. And we're greeted with the Fennec start screen. It looks very similar to any other browser start screen you may have seen. However, you notice a definite lack of buttons and navigation options. You've got a favicon in the upper left and a refresh button in the right, and that's about it. Fennec uses screen real estate very nicely, and let me show you how. If I take my finger and I scroll over to the left, I now get a list of open tabs. I can open up a ton of tabs that will show themselves right here, and I can create new ones simply by hitting the plus button down below. And I can go ahead and go off to any other page that I would like. Now, if I also want to go back to other bookmarks, I can scroll over to the right. Just let me back at it. If I go over to the right now, I get a star, which you may be familiar with from Firefox. You get a back or forward buttons if you had viewed other pages. And more interestingly, you get the settings icon, which I'm going to go ahead and show you right here. So you have your typical web browser settings. You get show images, enable JavaScript, cookies, passwords, the rest of that business. But what makes this platform most interesting is this last tab right here, which shows you what your add-ons are and whether or not you can sort of add additional functionality. So there actually are a decent amount of add-ons already available for a platform that's still in very early alpha. So you've got YouTube enabler, so it'll enable flash video for YouTube, report to Fennec, Twitbar, post Twitter directly from your address bar. You can have a Weave bookmark sync and sync your bookmarks across your different devices. And there's a lot of functionality that these add-ons are going to bring. So if you use Firefox plugins and add-ons, it's going to be a very welcome addition to you. We've seen Fennec for other mobile devices. We've seen it for a few of the Nokia devices, and I believe we've seen it on Windows Mobile. First time we've seen it on Android, and it's definitely early alpha. So the first question that I got when I thought of when I was first using this was, does it support Flash? And the answer is an astounding no, it does not yet support Flash, and I'll show you in just a minute. If I go to a website like flash.com, the content will unfortunately not load up. So here is flash.com. You got that very familiar Flash is not present on your mobile device, download here, and there really isn't a download to have Flash enabled. Now I'm using this on the HTC Droid Incredible, which natively does support Flash, however the Fennec browser does not. Navigation through this is actually still very rudimentary, seeing as it's a very early alpha build. No multi-touch, there's no pinch to zoom for anything. If you want to zoom in, you have to very closely double tap and be sure you're not tapping on a link. Double tap again to zoom out, and that is really the only sort of navigation that you get other than your finger. Although I will eventually assume that we will see multi-touch support and Flash enabled when this becomes a beta and a release candidate. But for right now, it's a very early alpha, and you lose a lot of the browser functionality. I certainly could not use this as my daily browser right now, but it does show the potential of the Fennec platform, the potential of the add-ons, and what it could bring, down the road. So what do you guys think about Fennec? Are you excited about the add-ons, or think they don't have much of a place in a mobile platform? Do you use add-ons on Firefox? Do you not use add-ons or plugins? I'm very curious to hear what you guys have to say. If you are an Android user, pretty much if you've got a Droid Incredible, or a Nexus 1, or a Droid, you can go ahead and download Fennec. I'll put a link in the underbar or on Techno Buffalo, and you can go ahead and give this a download. Just go to your mobile browser and download it. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed. I'm John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.